Hey, what's up guys? Back here with another video. Here I'll just be inking this spawn piece that I'm doing for the spawn challenge thing. And here I'm inking with a Copic multi-liner. And first I'm gonna do some like really simple, it's just very simple line work. And I'm doing it because I'm gonna paint over this. So I'm just gonna make sure that the lines aren't too distracting, and that it's just gonna help me see the different shapes and everything. And that's really the main reason I'm doing this stage of inking here. It's really just to see the shapes of everything. But I think this is also a good opportunity to talk about something that I get asked about, like how to improve your art and your skills. I think this is a very difficult topic to talk about because I think everybody kind of learns differently. I used to be a history teacher, so I taught history before I used to do all this art stuff, and I went to school for history, and learning how to be a teacher, and I think learning things, no matter what it is, it's kind of a similar process where you see or hear information, Well, crafts are kind of different than certain disciplines like that are more of a intellectual pursuit. Well, art is also an intellectual pursuit. I mean, anything that has a lot of knowledge, in a field or something, it's going to take a process to learn it. It's not something easy. Nothing's easy if you want to get good at it. But what I'm saying is, a field like history, you have to sit down and you gotta focus. You gotta read. You gotta listen. You gotta watch stuff, right? And my point is that whenever you have to learn something, you're gonna have to sit down and focus. There's no question about it. Your ability to focus is going to determine your ability to succeed at whatever you do. And you're going to say, yeah, it's obvious. I mean, it's obvious, but how you focus is what's going to make the difference. Right now, I'm not using I didn't write a script or nothing. This is off the top of my head. So excuse me if like the information's all over the place. But I'm like trying to talk from experience. I don't want to make stuff up. I want to make sure what I'm talking about is something that I care about, because that's when I'll probably try to make the information as, it shows that I care about the information, that I'm sharing. Like, I don't want to just share anything. So I'm going to share from what I've experienced, and, because what's the point of making a video if it's not my experience, right? You could find stuff about this topic from everybody, right? But from my experience, focus is something that, if you don't care about something, you're not going to do it. What's that quote? If you have a why, you could bear anyhow. I forgot who said it. But I mean, to a certain degree, that's true. You could, if you don't care about something, man, you're not going to sit down and learn about it. You're not going to care at all. So what you got to do is you got to make sure what you're doing, you actually care about it. You got to have a reason for what you do. So ask yourself, why are you drawing? Why are you making art? You got to have a reason. You're not going to improve if you don't have one. So you also got to be careful, because we do a lot of things for a lot of vain reasons. A lot of people, they do art to get noticed. They do art because they like the attention that comes from it. You could have been a person that, only gets attention when you draw. That's what, if it feels good when you get that attention, right? But that ain't gonna be a good reason for you to just sit down and, work hard to evolve. You're not gonna be the artist you wanna be if you're doing it for attention or, the money and stuff like that. I feel like, I'm hardly making money right now, to be honest, doing this art stuff. But I do it because I like it. There isn't something else that I could sit down and do for hours. Not much. I could sit down and watch a movie, but like once the movie's over, like I don't want to watch another movie, Like I can't really binge watch stuff. It's like it feels like a waste of time. Like I genuinely just get sick when I binge watch stuff. That's just me, I know people that can sit down and watch, like we all got time, we all gotta use it wisely. But we also gotta use it on stuff we love. So find something you like, and of course if you're watching my videos, it means you like drawing. So you gotta understand why you like drawing. I realized I like it just because I it's the only thing that gives me it's one of the only things. There's a lot of stuff that gives me like, satisfaction, right? But like I could play video games for a long time, honestly. Yeah, video games are probably like the only other thing that I could sit down and do for a long, long time besides draw. But yeah, my point is, but video games don't give me that sense of some kind of self-accomplishment, right? Like I sat down and I focused and I feel good about when I draw. And I'm like, I kind of not feel proud of myself, but I feel like, like, hey, I didn't just waste 12 hours, finishing a game. Like, it feels like, I'm actually contributing something, right? Like, it's very cool when I get comments that are like, hey, you really helped me out a lot, and, by motivating me to draw stuff. Like, when I get comments like those, man, that feels good. Like, that, because I feel like at the end of the day, like, when you make good art, like, that's actually something positive, man. Like, you could make somebody happy. And if you could make one person happy with something you draw, that's better than making nobody happy with whatever you do, right? Everybody has a different opinion about that. But what I'm saying is, it's, inspiring somebody, like the first time I got a comment where somebody's like, hey, you inspire me or something, I'm like, oh, that's weird. But then, like, but it's cool to get comments like those. Like it was weird not because somebody wrote that. It was just weird because I wouldn't have ever thought that I could have like inspired somebody. It's just a funny thing. But yeah, sometimes I'll just record a video with me talking over the artwork. Like there's a lot of videos I don't upload because I'm like, what I say could be taken the wrong way. But I think I'll probably upload this one. But yeah. Yeah, what I'm just saying is if you're doing something positive and it's like, like it's not gonna hurt nobody. You feel like it's spreading positivity, that's what you should be doing. I think it's the best sword I've ever designed. But yeah, you gotta know why you draw. You gotta know why you do something. Because if you don't know why you do something, once you face a hurdle or some kind of limitation, you're just gonna drop what you're doing. This goes for everything in life. Start something and just stick to it. Like I used to be really into martial arts. I still am. Like I still practice and I exercise and stuff like that. But I remember I used to lift weights too, and I never really stuck to lifting weights until I started martial arts. That was because I would spar a couple times a week, and if I wasn't hitting the weights, if I wasn't doing the cardio, if I wasn't training, the endurance and strength, stuff like that, I would get, beat up during sparring. You weren't strong enough. You couldn't endure also the sparring, like, if you run out of cardio, you get tired. That wasn't good at all. So what I'm saying is, that motivation for me to get better at the martial art and the boxing, stuff like that, was, giving me a boost of motivation to care about the weightlifting. So then when it was time for me to go train, or I had free time, I'll go train. So my point is, you have to care about what you do, or you won't do it. That's how simple it is. It's or you could just do the complete opposite. Don't overthink anything and just do it. See what happens. You could genuinely not care about anything and still do something, right? But the problem is with that is yourself will get in the way, right? Because we're human beings, so we got we're not in full control of ourselves. You're gonna get lazy eventually. You're gonna get tired. You're gonna want to do something else. You're gonna get bored of the monotony of doing the same thing over and over, right? So my point is, you really have to prove to yourself you care about something if you want to do it. You gotta genuinely love it, man. You gotta like it. Or you gotta prove to yourself that you have to do it. And this comes to my second point about focus. As I said, you gotta genuinely like something if you want to focus on it. And focus, you can't just, you gotta build it up. You gotta make sure you do it often, I learned mainly from watching other people draw. I used to just see videos on YouTube of artists that I like drawing, and I would just, take out a pen and paper and just copy what they do. And I know a lot of people say they can't learn like that, but it's because, I think they can't focus. And also, sitting down doing studies, that ain't no joke either. You gotta sit down and you gotta focus for a long time. Yeah, focus is the most important thing. I got a complaint once about how my videos are long, but it's I can't get a point across, can't focus my point, can't focus a teaching if it's something truly information dense or a process. You got to show every minute of it. Also, you could just skip through the video, but my point is, you should, if you're gonna watch somebody draw and you're trying to learn from it, you have to watch the whole thing. I'm not just saying that so you watch my videos, but any artist you watch, you gotta watch the whole process, or at least the stuff. You gotta ask yourself questions while you watch it. Why is this person doing that? Why is this the choice they make? Because drawing is really just decision making. Just like with anything, if you're trying to learn anything, you have to watch something and ask questions. When I used to box, I used to watch fight footage, and then I would ask myself, why is this fighter doing this? Why is their hand in this position? Why would they lead with that punch before this one? Things like that. What kind of a game plan did we go into the fight with, right? What kind of mindset do they have, But yeah, it's focus, man. Focus is important. And I know it's obvious. But today we have all this We got all these phones and technology, and we just go on social media to learn something, and then like within a minute or two, you're already watching memes. So you gotta focus. And I know I'm not the only one that loses focus pretty quick. Like I lose focus pretty quick, but over time, I got better at managing it, and it gets easier. But like we're already. I feel like our generation. I'm 25, right? And I feel our generation's already like we're already messed up because of how we grew up with technology. I mean, I still remember days before the internet. You know, I didn't have a computer until like I was like towards the end of elementary school. You know, I pretty much learned the computer on my own. You know, uh, to learn how to use technology on my own. I was like spending a lot of time using it, but I feel like technology is cool and all, but there was also side effects. We learned that we have this like tool at our disposal, and we could just have all this information whenever we want, and so that just taught us to get spoiled. Like we think we could find out anything whenever we want to, and we have this like superficial um, understanding of knowledge. Like we think knowledge is information. I think knowledge is being able to apply the information you have. I don't think they're the same thing. I mean, I'm probably wrong because words have meanings and you can just search up in a dictionary. But I think you get what I'm trying to say. You have to be able to apply what you learn, and you can only do that through practice. And you can only practice if you focus. If you're not focused in practice, you're really just if you're zoning out the whole time while you're practicing or watch somebody do something, you're not learning. You gotta ask questions. You gotta understand what's going on. You gotta understand why it's going on. But yeah, focus is the most important thing. It's the thing that's gonna make you go to that next level. Like if you're not focusing when you're drawing, you're not asking yourself questions. You're not like stopping and saying, like right now, I'm drawing that I drew it multiple times already, but I'm still asking myself how it could be better. Like I'm looking at the weight. He's pushing that sword that way, right? Into this demon right here. So that leg is probably resting on the demon's chest or something. And so it's also pushing that way. But he's falling through with the sword, so all the weight has to be in the sword. So there has to be a slight bend in the knee. So what I'm going to do is kind of change it a bit. See that curve? Kind of makes the knee go a little bit that way. But yeah, I mean, you don't get knowledge without, questions or encounters. You encounter through experience, and you ask questions by, existing in the moment. Asking yourself why, once again. I mean, a long time I haven't inked with these pens, so it's a bit, not nerve-wracking, that's not the right word. So that's going to be the shoulder right here, and boom. But yeah, focus and improvement, they go hand in hand. And damn, that took 20 minutes just to ink this dude in. But hope you enjoyed the video, and listen to me rant about improvement and stuff. But yeah, caring about what you do, man. having a purpose. A lot of us feel everything's meaningless today. But if you find something you care about, stuff ain't meaningless. And people say, "Oh, the Earth's gonna, blow up in a billion years or something." Bro, why do you care about that? Just do what you love and hope for the best. All right, peace. Have a good day, and leave any questions and stuff. Thanks for watching.